again, I will always speak with superlative, hands down, greatest hand surgeon in the world, and if not one of the best neurosurgeons in New York City. To be able to get my patients appointments is an email, and they're copied on the email, and they're copied, and they realize, oh my God, like I'm on the email with the surgeon. Now that can't happen right away. That can't happen right off the bat. But when you can get to that, then you have people that will trust you forever. So not only were we able to get very, very quick appointments that most people just, you can't get that type of access. How did you get there? I just told you, you give, and do great work when you're called upon. But then we're FaceTiming, oh, there's Charlie. Hey, what's up, doc? Hey, I'm just gonna listen. Just put the phone down. Or other situations. Oh, Charlie's on FaceTime. Yeah, but so even if I can't go, we're gonna block the time and we're gonna take that level of investment into our patient's plan of care. I know you don't do that. I know. Figure it out. If you own your own business, you 100% can take the time it takes you to get there, the time you're at the office, the time it takes you to get back. If you're in your car, it's 50.5 cents a mile. All of this is marketing, okay? So that's not your excuse. Now, how do you budget your time for marketing? What is your hourly rate? What's your average reimbursement per hour? And that's what you put down as a write-off for marketing, because that's what your time is worth, and you can prove that. If you have to sit in front of somebody at the IRS, you can do that. We don't. We just do it. But you can do that. You can always go down that road, and anything, because it's clearly business related. Now, if you're not independent and you're working for someone else, look, there's restraints, and maybe working for someone else is a barrier to getting to some of these utopia-like relationships with physicians, because it's less about you. I think there's a significant opportunity to do both. Maybe when you get home at 5:30 p.m., you got it all set up from 6 to 9. You're going to do virtual or telehealth where you're licensed, and you're going to see people in that state, and you're just going to build a little bit of a slush fund so that you build more, and then you can jump. And there's always significant opportunities to do things on your own, where then you can do what it is that you want to do and have that relationship with not only coworkers now, referral sources or coworkers. You're all working together for the betterment of this outcome of the patient. And then over time, people are at your wedding and they have business opportunities for you. There's tickets to this, but then you're doing the same. And what maybe starts very inorganically lands, with a lot of trust and a lot of safety and a lot of really, really good things happening for everybody. We have situations where we leverage getting people into the surgeon. Maybe they don't use the surgeon. Like, well, we tried. We did everything that the system would say to do it. And then they stay with therapy for us and we make a lot of money. And we're helping them. Ah, man, but if they just went to the surgeon, then so-and-so would have got paid. But it doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes it can go both ways, some good and some, where you just made the list in not a good way. If I send the patient to the surgeon and they wind up going somewhere else, whatever, what am I going to do? But if the surgeon recommends a different therapist, now you're on my shit list. And that happens every so often because things are happening too fast. And then sometimes there is a conversation. I'll be like, yo, like, don't effing do that. Like I just handed you money. So you see, there's this balance between business and social. There's this balance between organic and what I'm calling inorganic. But at the end of all of those scenarios, the patient benefits. And the more you can look at these situations where you can show your patient or client that it isn't only about money, then you're going to have a lot of money. The lifetime value of that patient or client. So this could always certainly work in training as well, and other types of business arrangements. I'll give you one more story. I was at the house, mom, dad, 3 boys, okay, and the trainer. So there were 6 people. So I had 6 hours on the clock. I came in from the city, drove up, and I'm working with one of the boys, and we knew that he had foot issue, and I'm like, oh my God, like this is trouble. One of the other boys later that afternoon was coming into the city to see one of the shoulder surgeons. and they were, I was going to come back. The mom wasn't home while I was working with the foot son. I made a phone call. It's the office manager of one of the top foot surgeons in New York City. And I'm like, blah, 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 blah. I said, if this is not a Liz Frank, I don't know what it is. She's like, do you want the typical, the type of imaging that Dr. So-and-so would use? I said, yes. If you're taking which is Charlie, of course, if he's going to come in today and you think it's this, of course we're going to do the imaging. Like it was almost like I was embarrassed to ask. So we got the imaging. Yeah, the imaging was ordered for later that afternoon. We all come back in the city. I turned to mom, and we have a very, very good relationship. And plus, she was a high-level athlete. I said, insert name. I'm like, yo, you know what we pulled off today? Like billionaires can't do. She's like, I know. That's why you're here. That's why you're part of our family. So it takes a while to get to that, to be able to make that phone call. But if you don't send a whole bunch of people and attach your name to those whole bunch of people, I don't know that you can get there. And then all of a sudden, you're charging for more than just your hour of time. You're charging for what you can bring to people's lives and actually demonstrate how healthcare should be going. Because I don't judge. There are people that are not my patients. Somebody will message Charlie, I have a client that is there something you can do to help? They want to be able to see somebody at HSS. And if I was really cynical and real prickly, I'd hit pause and be like, why am I going to help this person? Like I'm not getting anything out of it. This person isn't going to come see me. They don't even have a clue what it costs, or they're going to say 20 minutes is too far or some nonsense. Okay, unpause. Yeah, hold on a second. I'm going to copy you in with the office manager. Why? Because at least my guy gets paid on the deal. And then it'll come around. And you want to be spiritual and it all comes around in the universe. That's exactly how things work. Again, whether you frame the language organic or inorganic, everybody wins. Most importantly, that patient that I'll never, ever see, they got access that they never would have had from a brilliant provider. Their trainer looked good. Their trainer might come back to me and maybe they'll support me in some other way. But the better, the more safe you are in your life. When your 151-1 rule is solid, you don't know what that is? Look it up. When you're solid, when you're safe, then it's very, very easy to have that. What do you call the whatever of abundance? Like your position of abundance, where you just give and give and give. And when you have enough, it's not hard to not expect things. It's when you always expect something in return and it's always business. It can be hard. So those relationships are all based on give. And you set the threshold. If you don't get what you want back, deuces, we're out of here.